Hi, welcome back to the Woodrow Wilson International Center for Scholars in Washington, D.C. I'm John Milewski, host of Dialogue. We're here on the set of Dialogue. We've just conducted an interview with Paul Collier. Paul is the author of this book, The Plundered Planet. Paul visits us from Oxford University. And Paul, I want to congratulate you on the book.
Thanks very much.
Hope it does as well as your last book. Let me ask you something. One of the quotes in the book, one of the things you write, for the natural assets and liabilities that are global, such as the fish of the ocean and the carbon of the skies, plunder is currently the standard. Not much of a standard. Explain that. Expand on that.
Natural assets and the natural liabilities like carbon, they're valuable, they're vulnerable, and they're unregulated. And if they're unregulated, we get plunder in one form or another. Either the few steal from the many, these things should be benefiting the many, or the present expropriates what should be benefiting the future. And so what the book is about is trying to build a critical mass of people who understand the issues well enough that we can get the necessary rules in place that prevent both of those forms of plunder. Natural assets are the big opportunity for the world's poor. But history is not on our side. To date, natural assets haven't benefited the people in the poorest societies. We've got to try and stop history repeating itself.
And the extremes in this public debate, the economists and the environmentalists who are most dedicated to their causes in an ideological way. I didn't know until today, meeting you, that you're married. You, as an economist, are married to an environmentalist, so you know this cat and dog paradigm well. In the book, you call them ostriches and romantics. Explain to our viewers what each camp is.
Yeah, I've built common ground. What the book is trying to do is build robust common ground, but it's robust ground. It's not a load of mush, right? Yeah. And so we're going to lose the fringes on each end. And so the romantic environmentalists, we're going to wave bye-bye to them. They're the people who think that people are there for nature rather than nature's there for people. They're there. They want to just preserve.
The curator model.
The curator, the natural artifacts in a museum where curators hand it on. We're not curators of a set of natural artifacts. We're custodians of nature's value. And sometimes the right thing to do is to turn that value into something that's more productive and let poor people dig themselves out of poverty by it.
And who is the other extreme? The so-called ostriches. Not an endangered species. You're not talking about ostriches.
Ostriches, they're the guys who just deny that nature is in any way special and is in any way faced by mismanagement. And they're the guys who are basically conniving in plunder, because nature is special. And it's an area which requires regulation, governance, to avoid either the few stealing from the many or the present stealing from the future. Nature's vulnerable as well as valuable.
This polarized debate you described, unfortunately, describes much of the discourse in media, in the public arena. You think of a Sarah Palin-like figure, drill baby drill, and then her opponents in the environmental side viewing Sarah Palin as the devil. How do you get past that? How do you get to something more?
Extremes make good theatre for media. And I've built my career on trying to face down the extremes, build a powerful common ground. That's what I tried to do with the bottom billion. Get in between the guys who say, AID's the only solution, AID's the problem that's driving these people to poverty. These are just too extreme, these views. And so I've kept trying to build a large common ground, because once you build a common central ground, that's where you can get policies changed. The extremes, once you polarize, you freeze policy. And if we freeze policy, nature will just get plundered.
Well, Paul, thanks, and continued success. And if you're an ostrich or a romantic, I'm not sure if the book is for you, but certainly anyone in the middle or who's just trying to figure things out still has an open mind about it. This book provides a lot of information and describes that common ground in some detail. The Plundered Planet. If you'd like to know more, go to our website, www.wilsoncenter.org. Look in the right-hand side of the screen up at the top, and you'll see the word Dialogue. Click on that tab, and you can see an entire 30-minute interview with Paul. Thanks.